I'm building a machine that turns plastic water bottles into 3D printer filament, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to build it with all the parts you need so that you can build it at home too. And once we get the machine working, I'll show you how to turn water bottles into filament and print with them. Last year I built part 1 of the machine, and now that there's an updated part 2 of the machine, I'm gonna build it. There are 4 main parts to the machine that you'll need to assemble: the puller, the power supply, the thermo-controller, and the cutter. I got this wooden plank, I 3D printed all these parts for the build, and then I got all the materials needed to start building the project. The materials you need are a drill with a 1.5mm drill bit, a 0.4mm nozzle, and you'll use a 1.5mm drill bit to drill a hole in it so the filament can stretch through properly. You'll need a heat block, this ceramic heater, 12V, 40 watts, a metal bracket to secure the nozzle and heat block in place, a power supply, you'll want to get a 12V 10A 120 watts, some wire to connect the power supply to all the other parts so that your machine can work. This W1209 thermo-controller, you'll need a 12V one with working temperature up to 500 degrees Celsius. This resistor leg that you'll use for the thermo-controller, this thermistor sensor that you put into the heat block and it sends temperature to the W1209 through the resistor. These M3 screws, this motor that drives the spool for winding the finished PET filament, you'll need a 12V 7 RPM DC motor, M2 hex nut for the puller, a plug, preferably with a switch so you don't have to incorporate one yourself and it'll save time, a digital caliper to read the sizing of some parts, a PWM regulator 12V 5A that'll control the engine speed, 2 micro limit switch pieces with levers, and a few other screws for assembly. And this is optional, but you'll probably want to get a soldering kit so you can melt the wires together with ease. For the cutter, all you'll need is a 9mm X-Acto knife blade and a 3D printed part to add the blade into, but alternatively you can build the cutter with a tiny geared 12V 300 RPM DC motor, these M8 screws, threaded rods, and 2 micro switch pieces to control the height of the cutter blade. It's really up to you whether you want to build this cutter or print this cutter. I added a link to all the STL files for the parts you need to print and links for all the materials you need to buy in my Amazon shop in the caption. So with all the parts I needed to get started, I began the first step to building the machine. I was very excited about my pink drill, but I got straight to work. I started by securing 4 3D printed legs onto the board. And then I took my power supply, the 12V 10A 120 watts one, and I secured it to the bottom of the board. You can see that I then secured the plug that had its own switch on it to the power supply, which meant we didn't have to build our own switch. Then I started working on the puller, arguably one of the most important parts of the board. I took this 12V 7 RPM DC motor and placed it into the 3D printed parts. Then I took some M3 screws and placed them into the screw holes. It clicked right into place, into the second 3D printed part, and then I secured it to the board. Then I took the 3D printed spool, screwed it in place just like so, and grabbed this piece that fits right inside the spool. But you'll notice that there's a small hole in this piece that you'll want to add a hex nut into. I screwed the hex nut in place and then secured it to the spool and the pulley engine. The hex nut helps secure it really well so that when it starts actually pulling the filament, it won't fly off the motor. Soon my pulley system was looking amazing, and all we had to do was connect the wiring from the power supply to the pulley motor. But before I connected the wiring, I had to build the little part that controls the speed of the pulley motor. So I took 2 of my micro limit switch pieces and pulled off the metal levers, and I cut 2 pieces of wire to assemble it. I exposed the wiring right here, and then I exposed more wiring at the top here until it looked like this. I soldered it a bit to smooth it out and soldered the top of one piece of the wiring to the left metal piece on the switch. Then I took the second piece of wiring and soldered it to the top of that piece to the middle metal piece on the switch until it looked like this, and I did the same thing with the second switch on the lower part of the exposed wire. Once it looked like this, I took 2 more pieces of wiring, exposed it on both ends, soldered them, and added 1 piece to the top switch on the last metal piece and 1 piece to the bottom switch on the last metal piece. And when it looked like this, I took my 3D printed part, added these tiny parts right inside, and then took my piece that would control the engine speed, the PWM regulator 12V5A, stuck it in the hole and screwed it in place with the piece it came with. The switch clicked right in place, and I was then ready to assemble my wiring. I cut 2 pieces of wire and exposed both ends. This is where I connected them straight to the motor on the pulley system. There were 2 metal pieces on the motor, and I soldered one individual piece on the left side and the other individual wiring on the right side till it looked like this, and then added my 2 switches into the 3D printed part. It was a bit hard to fit in perfectly, but it finally got in. I added my 3D printed plus and minus button onto the part, and then I cut these 2 pieces of wiring so it could be inserted into the PWM regulator. I secured it to the left side of the regulator and then took one of the separate pieces of wiring and added it into the first slot. And the other smaller piece of wiring we cut, as well as the second piece of individual wiring, and inserted it into the second slot. Once that was all wired together, I then took the 2 pieces of wire I cut, exposed, and soldered to the pulley motor, and I soldered the other 2 ends of the wire into the last 2 slots in the PWM regulator. I secured it to the board and took the last 2 remaining wires and plugged them into the power supply, the 4th and 5th slot. Then I plugged the machine in and tried turning on the pulley mechanism, and it actually worked, so we were ready to move on to the next step. I took my metal bracket and screwed it into place on the board like this, and I tried to align it with the pulley so that when we pulled filament through, it would pull straight. And then I took my heat block and my 0.4mm nozzle, drilled a hole in the nozzle with my 1.5mm drill bit, and I secured it into place onto the metal bracket. Then I took my 12V 40-watt ceramic heater and inserted it into the heat block, and my thermistor sensor that went into the tiny hole just below the ceramic heater. I made a hole in the board and put the wires right through so it would look cleaner, and then I secured my W1209 thermo-controller, the 12V one with working temperature up to 500 degrees Celsius, to the board, and then I took the 2 red wires connected to the ceramic heater and connected the top piece of the wiring to the first slot in the W1209 thermo-controller and the second bottom piece of wiring to the 4th slot in the power supply. Then I took the 2 wires connected to the thermistor sensor and connected one piece to one end of the resistor and the other end to the black wire that connects straight to the W1209. There was a second black piece of wiring that had to be connected to the other end of the resistor, and that is what helps trick the W1209 into staying a constant temperature. And then I took 2 pieces of separate wire, exposed the ends, and connected one to the 3rd slot and one to the 4th slot in the W1209, and those got inserted into slot 5 and 6 into the power supply. I finally tried turning the machine on at this point to make sure everything was working according to plan, and it was. So I actually made a bit of filament for fun to see if there was anything we needed to fix before moving on to the cutter. And I was so excited that it was actually working. So the last step was the cutter. At first I built this cutter, and I soon realized it was really complicated, so I decided to improvise for now and just print this cutter. I placed a 9mm X-Acto knife blade inside, one that comes with the smaller ones, and I made sure it had a few holes so I could get the diameter of my filament just right. You need to cut your water bottle to be about 8mm in length so that when it pulls through the extruder, you'll have a 1.7mm diameter in your filament. Luckily, it worked well, and I was ready to move on to the next step. But if you want to build the motorized cutter, you can with a tiny geared 12V 300 RPM DC motor. These 3 pieces that go into the part like this, M3 screws in place just so the piece can spin around nicely, and then a 100mm M8 and a 60mm M8 screw in place here. 2 individual pieces of wiring will be exposed and soldered to each side of the motor, one on the right and one on the left, and also make sure the wires don't touch each other, and then place this piece right on the motor. Then your motor will go right inside the 3D printed part and you can screw it onto the board. But listen, after some trial and error and this motorized cutter not really working very well, I just printed this cutter and added a blade, and that worked really well. So it's really up to you if you want to build this cutter or simply print this cutter. But listen, the machine was built, we were in filament making grounds, and honestly, I'm really excited to be able to show you exactly how to build this machine so that you can turn your trash into basic treasure. And after my machine was finally built, I actually took a water bottle, cut it into strips, inserted it into my nozzle, and when filament came out so perfectly with the exact diameter needed to print, I tried printing this little pot with a middle finger to basically say F you to 2 years of trial, error, hard work, and now real success. So, These are all the parts you need to print and buy to get started, and this is exactly how to build the entire thing so that you can be the queen or king of recycling too. And now the possibilities are endless as to what I can do with this system, so stay tuned on what I decide to print, and spoiler alert, it may be for the turtles at the zoo, but trust me, this is all just the beginning and I am so excited. Let me know if you try building it too.